What's up, guys? This is Mitch over at Mitch Hunts. I hope you are doing great. Hope you had a solid weekend. We are about 30 days out in the state of Colorado from dove season opening. I wanted to go out, make sure that my guns were malfunction free, knock the dust off, and make sure that my leads were looking good so that I can have some success in the blind. I figured I would take you guys along on that journey. It's a really cool method. You can do it while social distancing. So if you want to go out by yourself, keep your distance from other people, make sure that you're protecting yourself and your community. I think that's a great idea. So I figured I'd share my method. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick run through on the firearms, make sure that everything is running well. The site that we're going out to is about 45 minutes from here, so I don't want to be stranded out there with the firearm that I need to clean or do something like that. I do have my kit in the truck as well as some CLP and steel wool, but nonetheless it's just something that we'd like to avoid. So without further ado, I'm going to start cleaning those up, make sure everything is looking good, and we will get on the road. Alright guys, so today we're going to be focusing on a 12 gauge shotgun. This is a Benelli Nova. It's pretty much an entry-level gun. I have a really nice Uplands 12 gauge, but being that that thing is completely metal and wood, hunting Colorado winters with snow and rain just really isn't conducive. But like I said, we're just going to give this a quick walkthrough, make sure that everything is copacetic and everything looks as it should. If everything's seeming like it's going to be malfunction free for us, there's no excess buildup, then we will get on the road and head out. All right, everything checks out, so we will get these loaded up in a couple of cases and we will get on the road. Stop and grab some ammo. I will go over some things that I use as far as choices for that go, but without further ado, let's go. Truck, we are finally just about loaded up. That being said, I want to give you guys a quick little walkthrough about some of the things that I do bring with me when I'm going out to the range. Maybe some things you might not have thought of that you might want to throw in your vehicle. Here is basically a pretty quick rundown of what we got in here. So obviously a box of clay pigeons over on the other side there. We've got our rifle, our shotgun, our pistol, and a 4-wheel drive. I'm kidding. We've got a shell. This is waterproof in case it starts spitting on us, and then there is a windbreaker underneath there. We're going to be out on the plains, so there's not a lot of cover or trees, so it is going to be pretty windy. I think that's a good idea though. It simulates a little bit more realistic hunting experience. Birds aren't going to fly completely straight for you. We got 308 Winchester, got some 9mm in here. We've got all-purpose brushes, some CLP, and then a little bit of steel wool. It's double aught. Just really good for getting off small rust stains. Got a cleaning kit here from Winchester just in case we run into any problems. A couple shooting bags for the rifle back in here. And then we are going to have our clay thrower, as well as a couple of other small targets. And then I brought my waterfowl loads just so that I can get those patterned out and see how those are kind of reacting to the choke and everything that I have set. That being said, what we're going to do is get on the road. I'm going to stop and grab some ammo. Let's get it. It is time to put some miles on the Triton 5.4 V8 powerhouse. I will see you in a second. Alright guys, we made it out here. It is a beautiful day out. It looks like the wind's not kicking around too much, so we should be set up in some pretty optimal conditions. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up in the bed of the truck, and I'll give you guys a quick rundown of what you might need to do something like this and what I'm using personally. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, guys, we got everything set up. We're out here on the grasslands. It looks beautiful. Like I said, the wind's not howling too much, but just enough that it'll give a little bit of motion to these clays. So I'll go through the rundown of what we're using today. Box of white flyer clay pigeons. You can find these for about $6 at Walmart. So $6 will get you a box of, I believe 90 is what they come with. I went with shotgun shells in 7.5 shot. These are about $6 at Walmart. These are just a high velocity lead load. I also went ahead and grabbed a 5-gallon bucket while I was there. Makes it a lot easier to pick up your shell holes. Not everybody does that, but who's gonna pick them up for you, my man? If I had to make one suggestion to anybody that's thinking about waterfowl hunting or is experienced and maybe doesn't do that, give it a shot, man. Doesn't hurt anything. It sounds cool in the bed of your truck until you throw them away anyway, so we're all good there. And that being said, 7 or 8 shots going to be a little bit more optimal for doing something like this. You're going to want these clay pigeons to completely shatter when you hit them. So the 7 and 8 shot are so small in pellet size, if you are off by a decent margin, they're just going to break into 1, 2, 3 pieces. So it's pretty easy to gauge how you're doing as far as that goes. I'm going to go ahead and get the camera set up. I'm going to show you how I'm doing the toss on these. And like I'd mentioned, you can get most of this stuff at Walmart, sans the shotgun, which they do sell in some states. But this is this clay pigeon thrower. It's a pretty simple little device. This thing runs about $5-6 bucks as well. So all in with the 3-4 boxes of ammo I got, those were $17. Clay pigeons were $7, and then $6 for this. You can get out on a weekend and do all of this for under 30 bucks if you already have a 12 gauge shotgun. So pretty good pastime. It is going to get you prepped and ready for the waterfowl season. I'm going to show you kind of how I'm tossing these up to myself. I really like it because it simulates a real hunting environment. You're going to have your barrel facing upwards, so you're not always going to be at the ready with it. One other thing that is imperative when you're doing this, eye protection and ear protection. I went with some cheap silicone earbuds from Walmart, and then we're doing the HD optics, the glasses that'll give you a little bit better visual. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start chucking these down range. We'll get the guns ready, and I appreciate you guys. Another thing that I like to throw into the mix is I've got a pair of Sitka shooter's gloves here. They're really nice when you're throwing shells into the receiver part of the shotgun here, just so you're not tearing up the sides of your thumbs, getting little hangnails and stuff like that. It's never fun, especially when you get to the colder part of the season and your hands are in water all the time too. But nonetheless, just go ahead. It tells you right side up, left side up. Make sure that you're got your dominant hand using the toss. Cradle it in here. This is going to have a little bit of flexibility, so it's going to help actually launch this a little bit farther. End result will look about like that. Hangs in the air, gives you a little bit of a realistic motion like a bird would, and it's a really good idea to get a few shells and then try to, if you do end up missing your first shot, take it on the second. And like I said, simulate a real hunting situation. So what I do, I actually took the sling off of my shotgun for this. Just keep the gun at the ready, make sure my safety's on, obviously. Get her loaded with my 3 shells. This gun's plugged. Go ahead and get everything loaded up into your clay pigeon tosser. So right-handed this side up. Now when I'm ready to shoot, go ahead and take my safety off. Turn and face the flames. So we're off a little bit. It's not a bad start though. Got it on the second shot. That clay pigeon only split into 2 pieces, which means it only got hit by 1 or 2 pellets. And I'm using really fine shots, so that's an issue. That is obviously my first shot in a while, so not too concerned about it, but we're just going to keep going. Set up, everything looks good. I've got the shotgun loaded and safety is on. We've got a clay pigeon in our thrower ready to go. Go ahead and get this thing at the ready. I'm gonna knock safety off, and then I'm gonna try to hit 3 of these in a row just to make sure that we are where we need to be for the start of next season. All right, grab ourselves another clay. Safety's off. Last one, boysies. Well, that ain't 3 in a row. Let's run it back. Man, silly mistakes. And those will cost you in the field. I have definitely lost birds exactly like that before. So make make sure you're paying attention, guys. Safety's off, clay loaded up. Last one, boysies. Let's get her done. Woo! That is how you do that right there. That being said, I'm going to throw a couple of rounds through the rifle, make sure that our sights are on for that. Maybe shoot a couple more pistol rounds, but that is basically what I do to knock the dust off of my waterfowl rifles, make sure that everything is going good so that I can get a fresh start on next season and that I'm not losing opportunities in the field. Obviously, I'm going to put a lot more time in off camera, but I just wanted to give you guys a cool idea of something you can do during these crazy times. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. I appreciate you more than you know for coming in and checking out the videos. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, my dog. Thank you for joining, and we will see you next time.